has Miss Cantu ever physically abused or verbally threatened you?
Yes, sir. Cops were involved, and I know that she has a warrant out for her arrest here, and he's allowed to go for it.
Your Honor, if I don't know if I'm able to, but if I can talk to you privately.
So the state understands that the parties disagree as to who should have primary and what that custody arrangement should be like. So I guess first of all, Your Honor, just to make sure the parties and everyone's aware, as far as the state understands, the main things before the court are the everything regarding the newest child, who is named Azil Javier Escobedo. Everything regarding new child, including custody, child support, everything. And then for the two older children that were covered in the previous order enforcing and modifying that was done back in 2022, for those, we'll only be changing the current support, the current child support and the cash medical. And back then it was zero, I believe, because the parties were basically living together. And so, and then the state will also be asking for, well, there will also be retroactive support, Your Honor, possibly for the newest child and not the older two. And all the non-financial stuff essentially for the older two is not really before the court, so that the parties are aware of that. So, Your Honor, the state understands that the parties that Miss Cantu would prefer to be sole managed conservator primary of Azil, while Mr. Escobedo would also like to be sole managed conservator. That I think that's the main issue, Your Honor, and everything else flows off of that.
Okay.
And I believe there have been concerns about possible drug use by Mr. Escobedo. There's also a dispute about how much he had given, how much he had given Miss Cantu in direct payments during the relevant retroactive period, which in this case would be when the parties separated back in August 2023 through today. If Miss Cantu is entitled to retroactive support. The state has calculated support against Mr. Escobedo, but like I said, Your Honor, or I said previously, the state has no interest in custody or visitation when it comes to the newest child. So state asked the court to make appropriate rulings on that. State asked the court to apportion court cost, and I think that's it, Your Honor.
All right, folks. So like I've said earlier, I don't let pro se litigants make opening statements. If you have a lawyer, the lawyer can make an opening statement. Only opening statement thing. The only thing I want in an opening statement is what's the court has to try to deal with today. If you want to make a closing statement or a closing argument, you can at the end of this hearing. But for today, the only thing we're looking at doing is dealing with the original petition and the modification. Here's the thing. This is a dual pleading. There's been a prior order awarding custody and in this matter and zero child support. That in that case with the older two children, custody not in play because there wasn't a pleading putting that in play. For the youngest child at this time, and I think that's Azale. The motion is before the court on that one. Is a brand new suit affecting parent-child relationship portion, dealing with setting up custody, visitation, and child support for that child. The old order controls custody, child support, and visitation for the older two children. So the only one that's got custody at issue is the younger child. And my understanding is you both are asking me for custody. What I'm going to have the state do is give me information about from testimony where the children have been, where they live, how long they've been here, who they live with, so forth and so on. and I'm going to take it from there. I'm probably looking at it, and I'm not getting ahead of myself. Sir, if we're looking at a case where the children have been living with mom here in Bell County, and you've still been down in Hidalgo, and the younger child's been living with the mother and the other two siblings, asking the court to separate siblings and to give you custody of a child by itself is definitely problematic. But obviously, the court will give you your day in court and get testimony from you on why this should be the case in your case. But again, I understand both of you're not lawyers. I am. The state is, and we know what the law is on this. So I'm looking at everything right now. Clear that's preponderance of the evidence dealing with the younger child, and as far as the child support, obviously, if I was, I technically could split custody if it was appropriate, order both of you to pay each other child support, and that would be that. But for right now, let me go ahead and see what's going on. Let me find out what the history is, and we'll see whether or not that which request is the one that's in the youngest child's best interest. So at this time, I'm going to ask both of you to raise your right hands and let me get you on record. Again, I'll let the state iron out and get the court the information where everybody lives. Anyway, or at least the city y'all live in. I may not go into actual addresses at this time. So raise your right hands, folks. And do both of you solemnly swear or affirm your testimony you're going to give here today is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth shall help you?
I do.
Yes, I do.
All right, you're both officially under oath, and I'm going to go ahead and allow the state to call you both as witnesses. And let's see what we're dealing with. So at this time, Mr. Welch, you may proceed and call your first witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. And I should make the court aware. So I think for the older two children, the new current support, not the retro, that the new current support would affect them as well. Like it would be for all three of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Your Honor. It's just these type of actions can be kind of confusing sometimes.
No, I think they just got to put everybody in their proper slot. And like I said earlier, I can order two different. I can order custody of two, and custody's already been ordered. I can order child support for two and child support for one. I can order child support for three. That's the way this is set up. So there we go. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. State calls April Cantu.
Yes.
What is your full name?
April Francis Cantu.
All right. So what is the full name of the child, the newest child that wasn't already covered in the earlier order?
The youngest child is Azel Javier Escobedo.
When was Azel born?
He was born November 15, 21.
All right. And so how old is she then?
It says he. I'm sorry. It says she. Is it she or he?
He.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Right.
My paperwork it says female. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll get that straight now. Thank you.
Yeah, I tried to fix that also in the paperwork. I guess it didn't go through.
Don't worry. We'll get it this time. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's 3.
And Your Honor, the state submitted to Miss Molina the acknowledged paternity for the case.
All right.
It'll probably have the gender on there.
Okay. Well, I got Exhibit A, which is the acknowledged paternity that was executed by both parties in this matter. This has now been submitted to the court as Exhibit A. It shows signatures of two parties back on the 14th day of November 2021. And I know y'all can't see this very, very well, but this is the Exhibit A, the acknowledged paternity for this child that shows both of you were telling the state of Texas that you were the parents of said child. Ma'am, is there any reason this should not come into evidence?
No.
All right, Mr. Escobedo, any reason this should not come into evidence?
No.
All right, state's aides admitted it does prove paternity. The state may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so just briefly, the two other children that have already been previously established on, they're still below the age of 18?
Correct.
All right. So when's the last time has Mr. Escobedo visited with Azel?
Azel and his two other siblings, I let him go with them for summer, which
What summer? What summer, ma'am?
this summer.
This summer.
He picked them up. Sorry, I'm getting it. Sorry, my calendar's all messed up.
I picked them up on May 22nd.
Sir, yeah, just wait, sir. Don't worry, we'll get to you, sir. But
Sorry about that.
That's okay, sir. But yeah, we only she's testifying for right now. Thank you.
and ma'am, we don't need exact dates.
Okay.
Approximately, ma'am. When was the last time Mr. Escobedo had picked up the children, or had visited with the children?
Of May, end of May.
End
Around
of
the
May
22nd, yes.
And when did he drop them back off with you?
He dropped them off with my mom, July 4th.
All right. And then so when did you pick up the children then from your mom?
I have not yet picked them up. They're currently right now in Cancun.
All right. And so what county do you live in, ma'am?
Bell County.
All right. And we'll get to Mr. Escobedo later, but where does Mr. Escobedo, like what county does he live in, Texas?
Yes, it's Hidalgo County.
All right. So how did that visit go? As far as you're aware?
Well, June, let's see. I dropped him off. He came, picked him up. He asked maybe a day before to pick them up for summer. I said yes. So the next day we met at my job. He picked them up, took them to Edinburgh. Since then, he's been with them. What I can tell, what I've
Okay, so here's the deal,
gotten back.
Here's the deal. You can't testify to anything someone's told you. You can only testify to what you've been an eyewitness to. And my understanding is you hadn't seen the kids or him since that May date.
Correct, but
Okay.
I do know that
Okay, here's the deal, ma'am. You can only testify to what you are an eyewitness to. So or what he told you. So it's everything you get ready to tell the court that you actually witnessed one way or the other, or it doesn't have to be an eye. You could be an ear witness to it, or he told you what you're getting ready to testify to.
my mom has told me.
No, ma'am, can't testify to
Okay,
it.
then
Yes.
no. He hasn't told me
Okay.
any information. He doesn't like to talk to me. He doesn't give me
All
any
right, got it, ma'am. We got it. Got it, ma'am. We got it. All right. So besides that trip, when's the last time before that he has visited with Azel?
Let's see. March the 15th.
This year?
No, March the 14th of this year, yes.
All right. And so how did that visit go then?
That went fine. I mean, yeah.
I went fine. All right. So in general, ma'am, like how often does he go and visit Azel?
Not very often in the past 2 years that we've been separated.
In general, ma'am, do you have Azel more, or does he have Azel more?
Yes, I've had I'm with them all day, every day for the past 2 years by myself.
All right. Do you have access to an automobile?
Yes.
All right. So let's talk about, has there been any instances of physical abuse or verbal threats from him against you or Azel or the two other children?
No, there is a bit of verbal abuse, him towards me, the way he talks to me.
Well,
But
so
that's it.
all right. So when was the last time that verbal abuse happened?
just anytime he texts me, honestly.
What do you like? Can you give
Let's
the court
see.
some examples?
Yes, let me go through my text
And
message.
ma'am, you can paraphrase if you don't know exactly what he said.
He'll call me bitch. He'll tell me that I'm fucking childish. He'll tell me he doesn't need to tell me any information about the kids because they're with him. Um, he'll tell me just things in that context.
All right. Has the police ever been involved between you two?
No.
All right. So let's talk about some things that I'm more interested in now. So what kind of health insurance does Azel have, or Azel or the other two children have?
And Jeremiah and Azel, they have Medicaid.
And what about Azel then?
Azel also Medicaid.
All right. So do you have access to private health insurance for any of them?
No.
What about private dental insurance?
Private, no. With the job that I have now, we're just starting that. So maybe in the future, I could get private, but right now, we're there on Medicaid.
We're looking at a bubble of today or of
yes. Okay.
current. So so as far as you're aware, where does Mr. Escobedo work?
He has his own company of building cabinets, kitchens, things like that.
Do you know how much he make? How much he I mean takes
I
away
don't have
from
that information, no.
All right. And so where do you work?
I work at Waterford Oral Surgery in Temple, Texas.
And how much do you make there?
I make $24 an hour.
And you work an average 40-hour week?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Are you asking for retroactive support from Mr. Escobedo? And if you don't know what that word means, we can explain that.
I do.
And so are you asking for that?
For Andrew, Amaya, and Azel.
Well,
okay, then yes, I am for Azel.
All right. And so when did you two no longer live with each other, separate, essentially?
That was August 18th, 2023.
All right. And so, ma'am, how would you want visitation to go if you were given custody and Mr. Escobedo was had some visitation? How would you want that to go?
I'm okay with whatever he decides, however much he wants to pick them up. I'm okay with that. I do ask to rotate holidays. I would like for him to be able to drive all the way here to pick them up. He does work. I know he works in San Antonio quite often, so it is closer for him to come and pick them up. But other than that, yeah, I'm okay with what he decides to do and how often.
Have you ever heard of the standard possession order?
No.
So think of it without getting too much in detail. Think first, third, and fifth weekends, holidays, all alternated. There's summers. I mean, would something like that
I did
work?
hear that in the beginning. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Would something like that work, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. And besides what we talked about with any physical abuse or verbal threats, do you have any other safety concerns with Mr. Escobedo?
Well, the reason why I left, me and the kids left in the middle of the night because Julian Escobedo was constantly going out, partying, doing drugs. And I would like if
Well,
the kid,
what drugs are we talking about?
cocaine.
And did you witness this, or did he tell you?
Yes, I witnessed it.
All right. And when was this? When was these? This was back when you two separated?
When the end of our relationship. So, yeah.
All right. So then I gotta ask, ma'am. So if that was back in September 18, 2023,
hmm
so you've had at least the last child has been with him for, a while. So do you have any of those concerns still?
Y'all ask for me to have proof. I don't have proof
Well, ma'am, I'm just saying is
now.
that all I'm asking, ma'am, is that, do you still have concerns of him using these
Yes,
drugs here nowadays?
yes.
So then why did you allow him to have the children, or at least Giselle there, later on here after that?
Because I'm not trying to keep the kids away from their dad. I want them to have a relationship with him. Whether my concerns, I know he's a good dad to them, but I would like for him to maybe get drug tested before, you know what I mean? Just so I can have an easy mind of whenever they do go with him, that they're more safe. But that's really about it. What he
Uh,
does whenever he doesn't have them, that's
got
not
it,
my
ma'am.
concern.
Got it, ma'am. Um, pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am. I'll be back to you in just a moment. We're going to tell Dad as a witness, uh, and I'll see whether or not we're going to be able to finalize this one, or I'm going to end up doing a temporary order and maybe giving the kids a lawyer to do an investigation. But the bottom line is, man, whenever I order testing, I order for everybody. You have a problem with me ordering you to take drug testing?
No.
All right, good enough. Thank you. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. State, a state calls Julian Escobedo. What is your full name, sir?
Julian Javier Escobedo Jr.
All right, sir. So does it track what she said about when the last time you had visited with with uh Azelle?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so the children are currently at her mother's residence then?
So they're on vacation with her mother
Oh, on vacation. And where did they go to vacation?
to Cancun.
And that's in Mexico.
Yes, sir.
All right. And is it also accurate what she was saying about how before that the last visit was uh what she said about the last visit before that?
He, the last visit before that was April 19th. It was for like one day.
And how did it go?
Well, it went well.
All right. And how often do you try to visit Azelle?
I try to visit them all the time. Just the mother made it impossible for the past 2 years.
All right, sir. Do you have access to an automobile?
Yes, I do.
Now, just like before, sir, now we'll get to the more of the finances. Do you have access to private health insurance for the children?
No, I don't.
What about private dental?
No, I don't.
All right. So is what she said accurate that you have your own company?
No, that's not true. I
So,
work for my father. That's my father's company.
all right. So how much do you make there?
I make around 25 to 30,000 a year. I submitted my past tax returns to the court.
I understand, sir. So when did you start working for your dad?
During COVID in 2021.
And what was your job before that?
I used to set anti-explosive buildings for chemical refineries.
And how much were you making at that job?
Around 70,000 a year.
So, so why did you change from doing those explosives to now working for your dad?
Because I wanted to be closer to home to my kids, because my kids were here in Hidalgo.
And so where do you live, sir?
I live in Hidalgo County in Edinburgh, Texas.
All right. And so where was this this explosives job located at?
It was all over the world, but it was based out of Houston, Texas.
All right. And what is the name of this explosives? Is it a company?
Yes, it's called Hunter Site Services.
All right. And what is the name of your dad's company?
Julian's Cabinets.
So what do you do at Julian's Cabinets then?
I'm a cabinet maker and installer.
So what you're telling me in the court is that you used to work at Hunter Site Services, you know, making explosives essentially, and now you're working at Julian's cabinet, your dad's business, making cabinets.
Yes, sir.
All right, real quick, so did you manufacture explosives, or did you work in the company in the field using explosives?
No, they build buildings to protect you against explosives.
Oh, okay. The military contractors?
No, they did do some military work, but not fully. It's for chemical refineries.
Okay. All right, got it. And so, and where have you built these types of facilities while you were working for them? So what countries and what areas?
A lot of it was Texas, Illinois, Las Vegas, New Mexico. Out of the country was maybe like one time to Hawaii, but I was only flown out for like a day and I came back.
Okay. All right. Good enough then, sir. Thank you. You may,
Mhm.
and the reason you left that was to stop to stay be close to the kids, or what was your testimony on that, sir?
Yeah, it was to be closer to my kids because they were residing here in Edinburgh at the time.
Okay. And
When they were small, they used to live with me over there in Houston.
Okay. And when you were living in Houston at that time, correct?
Essentially, yeah, most of the time.
All right. Thank you. All right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right. So during the time of September, basically from the time you separated to today, how much cash or expensive goods have you given Miss Cantu for the benefit of Azel?
Cash to her directly, maybe like $2,000, and goods for the
And
kids.
what do you mean? And just to make sure, what do you mean by to her? You mean to Miss Cantu?
Yes, to Miss Cantu over Zelle. It's a app on your phone.
All right. And what I mean by expensive goods, sir, I mean like really, I mean like hundreds of dollars. We're expensive. Anything like that?
Yes. So I mean, like I said, every time I pick them up, I'd have to buy them all their clothes, all their shoes, everything. So what I've spent in the past 2 years on them, I don't know, maybe like $10,000.
All right, and sir, and we'll ask Miss Cantu as well at the end, maybe about how much she thinks you've given as well. So moving on from that, do you have any other children? besides the 3 that are in this case?
No, sir.
All right. So has Miss Cantu ever physically abused or verbally threatened you?
Yes, sir.
All right. When's the last time one of these things happened?
I don't remember the date, but cops were involved, and I know that she has a warrant out for her arrest here in Hidalgo for it.
Wait, so slow down. So you don't remember date? I don't need the exact dates, sir. In general, was it like March 2024 or something like that? Do you know that?
I of 5 months prior to August, whenever she left, so
Oh, so 5 months prior to
to her leaving.
All right. So if y'all two separated September 2023, we're talking probably around April 2023.
Yes, that sounds about right.
All right.
So yeah, police were involved, and they were here at the house, and she had gushed my head open, so they were trying to take her in, and she's the one that called the police. So I know the state picked up the case, but she hasn't shown.
So explain to the court a bit more of like the prior, like what happened.
Well, we were out here outside drinking with friends, and she just went on a little rampage. Everybody left, all the guests left the house, and when they were leaving, well, I still wanted to go and hang out with my friends. The kids were all in their rooms asleep, and she was trying to prevent me from leaving, and she hit me in the head with, I recall it being her cell phone, I'm not sure. And well, she gushed it open, and while I was trying to leave, she was calling the cops, telling them that I was drinking and trying to leave. So the cops were telling her to just let me do whatever I was going to do, and that they would stop me on the road, but I decided not to leave. So when the cops got here, my face was all bloody. So then the cops were asking me if I wanted them to take her, but I told them no, that she had to take care of the kids. So I ended up leaving the premises that day.
And so, but you're saying that they did pick up the case in the end, and that there's a warrant out for arrest?
Yeah, there's a warrant out for her arrest here in Hidalgo.
You may not know this, sir, but do you know like was there like a actually strike that, Your Honor? And I guess a similar question to you, sir. So, there was this incident, and yet, you're fine with the kids being with her then after that, at least Giselle?
No, I mean, she just took them without telling anybody, and that's where my concern is coming about, because she just had the audacity just to take them with nobody's permission, and she doesn't even get in trouble for it. And she took them essentially a whole day away from me. So even me going to visit them is a big deal just trying to get there.
All right. Now, do you know what non-disclosure is, sir?
You can elaborate a little bit more.
All right. So in a typical order, things like your address, email, phone number, things like that are in there because that's what the law says there should be in there. But the court does have discretion. If having the information in there causes things like harassment, abuse, and I'll ask Ms. Cantu a similar question as well at the end. Do you want the court to essentially redact that information, or are you fine with it being in there?
I'm fine with it being in there.
All right. And so just like I asked Ms. Cantu, if you were to have custody of the children, how would you want visitation for Ms. Cantu to happen, just in general?
Same that one that you're talking about. That standard one with every first of the month, and the split holidays, and the 40 days for summer.
All right. Pass a witness.
Okay, just a second. I'm looking over the last order. All right, I'm looking at the last order from 2022. It does state that the mother is the primary or a joint managed conservator or managed conservator, and that dad is the joint managing or possessory conservator, obligor in all of these items. Child support was set at 0, cash medical was set at 0. So that's controlling until there was service of citation in this matter right now. As far as the mod for child support is concerned. So that's not there's no retro at issue based on that. There is child support based on possible child support based on a modification starting the first day after service on the father. I do have a question for you, sir. The mom's asking me to order y'all to do drug testing. Do you have a problem with that?
I do not.
Okay. All right.
Can I address any further concerns that I have? Or
I'm going to give you a chance to do that, sir. I'm trying to see what else I'm looking at doing here. All right, then. Any other questions of this witness, Mr. Welch?
Not this witness, Your Honor. The state would ask permission to be able to recall Ms. Cantu to ask a few questions about the non-disclosure, if she has any other children, and then, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, then I'm on, sir. I'll be back in a moment. Obviously, I'll give you another chance to give the court more information, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and let the state recall the mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So Ms. Cantu, do you have any other children besides the 3 children in this case?
No.
All right, and so just like before, ma'am, is non-disclosure of most of your personal information, like your address, email, is that something you would like?
Yes.
As a witness, Your Honor.
All right. Anything else? Any other questions about the state of the father?
I guess, Your Honor, only if Mr. Escobedo would agree to non-disclosure for Ms. Cantu.
Did he ask for non-disclosure also?
He didn't, Your Honor. He did not ask for it. Only Ms. Cantu has asked for it.
All right, then. Well, we'll save that for final. We're not gonna get a final today. We're gonna get a temp today because obviously the judge is doing drug testing on both parties going forward here. But anyway, we'll get all that stuff in just a moment. You have any other questions of Mr. Cantu at this time?
No, Your Honor. No more questions.
All right, sir. I'm gonna give both of you a chance to tell me anything else in addition you think I need to know. I'm looking at giving the kids a lawyer. That lawyer's gonna set up drug testing on both of you. It's gonna do a background search and information concerning any and all warrants. So I'm gonna get that where it won't be secondhand information, but there'll be actual information. So what else do you want to tell me at this point, sir?
well, basically, you giving the kids a lawyer is what's going to resolve everything, because my kids have been with me for the past month, and they've been able to speak freely with me, and they have so much things to say. So getting them in front of a lawyer would be the best thing.
Okay. All right. Well, your kids are still young, sir. So, but yeah, I'm looking at giving them an attorney who's going to do. Here's the deal, sir. I'm not sending the lawyer down to Edinburgh to do a home visit. Normally, they come and do home visits, but a 5-hour drive is probably. I don't want to pay for 10 hours on the road at $100 an hour. So yeah, we're not going that route. So, but he may or she may do a walkthrough with you through your home and circumstances, sir. But I am definitely going to appoint a lawyer for the children. I'm going to also set up an order drug testing of both of you. And I'm going with hair follicle test, so I can go back at least 4 months. Is there anything else you think I need to know, sir?
No.
All right, then. All right, here's the deal. Again, like I said earlier, folks, the only one that's in play right now, technically for custody, is the younger child. I don't split up kids. I've never done that. So, sir, you see, you're in kind of between a rock and a hard place between that, because right now the only custody circumstance is for the Azil, and the other 2 are locked in already. So, about the prior order of the court, I am going to go ahead and looking at setting up temporary child support and temporary cash medical. Has the state done a calculation of what child support would be? And sir, again, I'm not going to split up the kids. If I grant you custody of the younger child, I'm going to have to, the investigating attorney is going to have to find some real serious problems that gives him or her cause for concern and make a recommendation as for such. I'm going to go ahead and appoint this attorney as both an attorney ad litem and a guardian ad litem. which means he or she will only do what they feel are they're the children's lawyer, but they're only going to do what they feel is in their client's best interest. The kids don't get to tell them what to do as their legal counsel. So that's what I'm looking at on doing that. So, but I am looking at doing a temporary order, setting this up for a pretrial and a final hearing, where and the final hearing will be a special setting where you're the only parties there at the special setting. So I won't do it on a general docket day like today, so we won't get started at 3:30 in the afternoon. So,
Right.
just a second, let me bring up my attorney list. All right. And Mr. Welsh, you have a temporary order, a temporary amount for child support and cash medical?
So Your Honor, I guess I was gonna ask you, Your Honor, on that, so I've got the calculation based off the 30,000 a year that he told,
Make it based on 27.5. He said somewhere in between. I'll split it down the middle until we get his put it at 27,500, and until we get his tax returns for the last 2 years in evidence, and we do our exact count.
understood, Your Honor. I'm working on it now.
All right, Melinda. I know Mr. Maldonado Perez is only likes to come into court certain days. I think that's usually Thursday. I know he was here earlier today.
Thursdays, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was actually here earlier today for a
Yeah,
different case, so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember seeing him here. So that's why I'm looking. Any of y'all's witnesses are Spanish speaking only?
No.
Okay, how about you, sir?
Some of mine are.
All right, that's why I'm going with Mr. Maldonado Perez. So yeah, so I'm going to look at appointing him as the attorney / writing Ad Litem for the children. I'm also going to and I'll do this on my dime at first, but if anybody comes back positive, I'm going to go ahead and they'll be responsible for repaying the county for this. But I'm going to both Bell County and Hidalgo County and Edinburgh have a testing facility called Any Lab Test Now. Same company. There's one in Harker Heights and one in Killeen. There's one in Edinburgh. And I'm going to have him set up either hair follicle testing or fingernail testing between the two for both of y'all, and to get that set up. And that way I can get a good idea of what the last 4 months have been at a minimum. And I'll also, I'll see whether or not he wants to also have me do urinalysis also. But usually when I do the long-term testing, that's sufficient for what I'm trying to do, because it goes all the way back up to the present. So, and it usually goes back in a minimum of somewhere between 4 and 6 months. So I'm looking at doing that. And let's look at the scheduling on this one. I'm also looking at going and making a temporary order. I'm looking at keeping the mom as, obviously I can't change the conservatorship for the other 2 children. And again, I'm not going to split the baby up from the siblings at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and name her joint managed conservator with the right beside domicile. I'm going to name dad joint managed conservator with possessory rights to the child until the final order and the recommendation of the Ad Litem. I'm going to go ahead and let's see, look at some pre-trial. I'll set this up for a pre-trial. And what that means, folks, I want Mr. Maldonado to come in and tell the court, hey, Judge, I'm ready to go for a final hearing. I've done my investigations. I've visited, I've talked to both parents. I've checked on outstanding warrants. I have got the drug test results back, and we're ready to rock and roll. And so I want to give him at least, let's see, 60 to 45 to 60 days on that. So right now we're on the 10th day of July. So I'm going to look at a special setting date on that second Thursday of the month in September. Let's see what that is. And Belinda, you are showing that as a general docket, correct? The 10th of September. I mean, 11th of September.
No, Your Honor, that's a regular docket. The special is going to be on 9/4 and 9/18.
So the 11th is a regular Zoom docket, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to reset this matter for a pre-trial on that date. And I'm going to be looking, I'm going to go ahead and set up a file hearing date if that still works, and where y'all the only one. And I'm going to look at doing that in late September. So we're here on the 11th. Let's see what I got a couple of weeks after that. Okay, it looks like I've got, right, that's the 3rd. All right, looks like I got one already on, you said, oh, okay, on Thursday. So I'm looking at Thursday for Mr. Maldonado. So all right, my special setting Thursday for September the 18th looks like I've got nothing already. So I'm probably looking at, I'm probably going to make this an afternoon hearing in case Mr. Maldonado wants to make it a live hearing. I don't want, it's a 5-hour drive from Edinburgh to here. So I'm going to go ahead and look at making that a 1:30 hearing from 1:30 to 5 o'clock on the 18th. I'm going to go, on the 18th of September. So the pretrial will be 2 weeks ahead of time on Zoom. The final hearing may be Zoom, but I'll let the attorney decide whether or not he wants to do it as a Zoom or as a final live docket hearing. So both of y'all be prepared to come in on the 18th as a live hearing. But I'm thinking this the odds are it's still going to remain a Zoom at this point. But I'm going to go ahead and set that up and get the special setting code out. So no matter what, that afternoon is available for either a live docket hearing or a Zoom docket hearing. So that's what I'm looking at. So folks, again, a pretrial, which means you'll be in and out here in 15, 20 minutes on the general docket. And well, I'm not gonna lie. You should be out before 11 o'clock. Okay, so because again, I just want an update to make sure everything's ready to go on the 18th at 1:30 from the lawyer. And if he needs a lot more time, or one of y'all need more time, obviously I'll look at giving that. But I really want to try to get that done by then. All right, folks, I talk real fast because I kind of know what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to start with you, ma'am. Based on those 2 dates and a final hearing on the 18th at 1:30 p.m., do you have any questions or anything else you're asking the court to do at this point?
No.
All right, sir, anything else? You have any questions or anything else you're asking the court to do here at this point?
No, sir.
All right, then, folks, all I can do is tell you to cooperate fully with the Ad Litem. I had a case recently where one side did not offer, the Ad Litem dotted all her I's and dotted all her T's, and one party did not cooperate. And guess what the Ad Litem came back requesting, who got custody? The person who cooperated. So, yeah, that's tough. But anyway, yeah, make sure you cooperate. And again, sir, be prepared to do a walkthrough and get your witness list ready for people who are going to testify in your behalf. And again, if we set this up as Zoom, obviously we can do that on Zoom also. So, Mr. Welch, again, I'm looking at a temporary order. I'm looking at making the mom's already joint managing with the right to decide domicile for the older two. I'm going to go and give her that right for the younger child until a final order of the court. I'm going to go ahead and order temporary child support, standard visitation, standard visitation and child support based on guidelines at this point. So what's the state have for guideline child support on a temporary basis for Mr. Escobedo?
I have $572 current child support,
All right.
and then cash medical of $103. And we'll start that August 1st, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I was looking at mom and talking to you. That didn't work out well. All right. So, folks, I'm looking at going ahead and order temporary child support this time based on the 3 children being with mom and the 1 child under the temporary order being with 2 under mom's prior order and 1 under the temporary order. That's going to be $572 a month. That starts the first day of August and it's due on the first day of August. I'm also going to order cash medical of 103. I'm going to order mom to maintain the health insurance on the kids until further order of the court. And I'm giving dad a standard long distance possession order. Technically, sir, you're entitled to 1 weekend a month coming in from that distance, and obviously holidays and so forth and so on. But if you're entitled to 1 weekend a month, which if you're going to come in to pick the children up for the weekend, I'm going to require that you give mom at least, since you have to pick, I'm going to let you pick which weekend, first, third, or fifth weekends of the month. First, third, for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth weekends of the month. You can pick any one of those, sir, but you got to give mom at least 5 days advance notice that, hey, on Monday before the weekend, hey, I'm going to come pick the kids up for the weekend, and the mom is going to be ordered to have the children available. But sir, you've got to come all the way into Bell County to do the pickup, and until they're further order. Ma'am, which city you say you live in again?
Which city? Troy, Texas.
You live in Troy?
Yes,
All right,
sir.
then I'm going to order that the exchange of the children, if the dad comes in during the temporary order, I'm going to order that the exchange take place at the Belton Police Department. It's right off I-35. So, ma'am, I'm going to, sir, technically you're supposed to go all the way to Troy, but I'm going to cut that out by a few miles. In order, if you do the pickup and exchange, it needs to be at Belton, any place at the Belton PD. That way, I won't police cameras on of parties exchanging at all times, and that way there's less likely something goes sideways when you're doing it in the police's parking lot. So, but again, sir, you got to get mom at least 5 days notice that you want the kids for that weekend, and the exchange will take place at Belton PD. Y'all can Google it. Like I say, it's less than 2 blocks off I-35 at the Central Avenue exit in downtown Belton. And in fact, it's 4 blocks from my courthouse. So yeah. So, all right. So, any based on that temporary order, ma'am, any questions?
No.
All right, sir. Any questions?
Yes. How am I going to send this payment to her?
All right, sir. The information will be in the order where you can pay it. You can pay it online. You can the information where you can actually mail it is going to be in the order. You can go to the Attorney General's website and put it in there. You have an OAG number. You may not have known that, but look at all your paperwork, and right underneath, both of your names, and right underneath both of your names, there is an OAG number, and that's the number you have to put in when you are paying online. Or you can go to any Walmart or any CVS pharmacy and do a MoneyGram through Western Union. It costs only a couple of dollars, and well, at least only a couple of dollars. But you need to tell them, hey, I want to pay my child support, and this is my OAG number. Give them the money, and you will get an electronic receipt, sir. Okay.
Okay.
All right, you can do that or you can do it online, but save your electronic receipts. The great thing about electronic receipts, back in the good old days, people did money orders, and they always lost those receipts, and I couldn't give them credit because you could never get it. You could never get a money order copy back from American Express or anybody who does those things, or the post office. So this is no matter what. If you do MoneyGram, lose a receipt, you can always go back to MoneyGram, and they'll have an electronic transfer receipt online that you can pick up. So, any other questions, sir?
No, sir.
I actually do have a question.
All right, yeah, man. What's your question?
Is there an app that me and Julian Escobedo can communicate with rather than just our phone numbers?
Yes, ma'am. There's an app, there's a bunch of apps, but the free one is called AppClose, AppClose. I will go ahead and order that. All communications going forward, telephonic, FaceTime, texting will all be through AppClose, AppClose. iTunes Store, both in iTunes and Google Play. I'm ordering both of y'all to download that and put it on your Android phone or your Apple phone. And ma'am, you're the one that has to set up the account, and then you've got to send him the necessary. You got to send him an invite, and then sir, you got to accept the invite. And all communication going forward now will be through AppClose, and including when you if you want to give the mom notice, that 5 days notice, say, hey, I'm coming to pick up the children. That's in there. Believe me, the case I got to look at, took an advisement the other day. I've got about 20 pages or 30 pages worth of AppClose information to read over because they make a copy of everything, and that is admissible in my courtroom.
Yes, sir.
Whereas I don't like Facebook. I don't like, because AppClose makes a complete listing of everything. And I've had cases where people send a text message trying to get somebody mad at them, and they try to get an evidence. The response where they intentionally made the person mad and do something like that. So on the app close, I can look at the last message, I can look at the next message, I can look at all messages. So that's why I like using app close for that, ma'am. No problem.
Thank you.
All right, so again, sir, ma'am, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm going to order you get that set up and get that set up by this coming Monday. Okay.
Monday, got it.
All right, and sir, starting next week, well, I'm gonna give Mom a chance to get AppClose set up because AppClose has a FaceTime function on it too. I'll go ahead and also, ma'am, you work as in a dentist office. Are you usually off on Saturdays and Sundays?
I work Monday through Friday, off
All right.
Saturday, Sunday.
All right, then, ma'am. Well, you at 6 p.m. My norm is at 6 p.m. every Sunday. I will allow Dad. You got 3 kids, so I'm gonna allow him an hour's worth of FaceTime with all 3 kids on Sundays at 6 p.m. Everybody's still in Central Time, so I'll go ahead and set that up, and that way, sir, you'll get at least one, and y'all can agree on any other electronic business. But I'm going to.
I have a question. So, last time they were with me, they had their own phones. I don't know if Julian still let them have their phone because he was paying for that. But if they still have their phones coming back, do they still have communication, or are we gonna have that set time and day?
The set time, they obviously, if they got their own phones, if they want to talk to Dad, they can talk to Dad. But I'm going to order the set time at 6 p.m. on the every Sunday, and it's got to be on app close now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That way, I can get a copy of anything that I need. Whether anything else that said on their phones or texted on their phones or hearsay and is inadmissible in a court of law unless it can be proven to be under a hearsay exception. And believe me, lawyers don't get that one right. So yeah.
Okay. 6 o'clock Sunday, got it.
All right. Anyway, like I say, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and get that done by Friday, and that official. They'll be back in your care by a week from this coming Sunday, ma'am.
Correct.
All right. So I'll start that again. Oh, sorry, that didn't come out right. So again, sir, that Sunday visitation will start the Sunday, July 20th at 6 p.m. and every Sunday thereafter until further order of the court. All right. Any other questions, ma'am?
No.
All right. How about you, sir?
No, well, my only concern is I have to go all the way over there myself. She can't meet me halfway.
No, sir.
I mean, I'm going to spend 13 hours on the road just to see them for one day.
Yeah, that's my morning speed. Unfortunately, sir, this new order takes place technically, yeah, pick up and drop off is at mom's residence, and this is a brand new case as far as the younger child is concerned. So I got to do it with all 3 children. So I can't split the babies in half. I can't make you drive up to pick up one and her meet you halfway for another. And I've got to, as far as the younger child is concerned, it's got to be a Bell County exchange.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, y'all, believe me, I've been to court down not in Edinburgh, obviously, but in your county before, and yeah, that's a heck of a long drive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions, sir?
Not right now.
All right, then, and I'm gonna need both of your permissions to have the state give your children's attorney your contact information. And by contact information, I mean emails and cell phones. Do I have your permission to give Mr. Maldonado Perez that information, ma'am?
Yes.
And you, sir?
Yes.
All right. So if somebody named Rafael Maldonado Perez contact you, it's about being your children's lawyer. And like I said, going forward, he's the guy, and he's going to set up your drug testing, and I'll talk to him about that in private.
Okay.
Anything else, Mr. Welch, on this one?
So yeah, I did, some clarifications and stuff. First things first, is there any geographic restriction?
Until well, put the standing order in that, and that puts in a geographic restriction until we come to a final order, sir. We'll hold that to any geographic permanent restriction until final order of the court.
All right, and then the non-disclosure for Ms. Cantu and the retroactive support, we'll just reserve that until for final hearing.
Yes, sir. We'll reserve non-disclosure. Well, I'm ordering them only to communicate through app close, so that'll be fine for now. We'll hold that in advance of the final order. And what was the second question?
Let it that so yeah, I have some
And
others.
retro and yeah, retro.
Mhm.
And again, retroactive child support for the youngest child. We can look at final hearing, and we can also look at what the how far back the court's going to go on putting the younger two children on child support based on service of citation. I mean, the older two children. Sorry.
So
I hope
so
that's
this so this current child support is just for the newest one then?
No, the current child support is for all three, but the old order put child support at zero. So for the older two, so there's no retro whatsoever. There's only a modification, and I can look at the modification of that child support starting the first day after service of citation on Mr. Escobedo.
All right. I think I get what you mean, Your Honor. We'll
And this one-
reserve
yeah.
we'll reserve the retro for final, and then for the current child support that we're starting August 1st, you'll also reserve the right to, bring it back to an early to a date of the first day of the month after date of service if you want.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And that may involve two children, and it may involve the retro plus the third, but the retro plus the other two children from that date, from the date of service. Yeah, and the following month, the first day of the month following. Yeah, this was kind of complicated, but yeah, I've got it set up in my head, so I know. I think I know what I'm talking about. So yeah.
Yes, Your Honor. All right, and then just continue on. So it's going to be this standard visitation, but you're changing it so that Mr. Escobedo can pick which weekend, first, third, fourth, or fifth, but he must give Miss Cantu advance notice of 5 days before exercising it.
In other words, about 5 p.m. the Monday before the weekend, he wants to see the children.
Monday, 5 p.m. Monday before wanting to. All right.
And sir, I know the distance thing is problematic, but in cases in the past when I was a lawyer, when we had something like this, my client and I, we usually came to something like, well, instead of coming in on Friday, I'll come in on early Saturday morning, and get a hotel room, pick the kids up, visit with them here, and then I'll drop them off on Sunday at 6, and then I'll drive back to where I got to go. There's more than one way to skin a cat.
All right. And for the witness
And
list,
what the money spent?
I'm sorry?
What about the money spent on hotel rooms and those weekends that you have to be over there?
That's on your watch, sir. I can look at
Okay.
maybe modifying your child support based on that if you show consistency in doing it. But for right now, yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Or you can make a request that I do something different at the final hearing. I'm just telling you what the law mandates I do at this point. If you're going to request something different, then I'll let you make that argument and why it should be different, or why I should change your child support based on the fact that you may have to spend that kind of money to come see your kids on the weekend. But again, sir, most parents who live your distances obviously don't do the weekend visits. They do them sparingly, and they get their 42 days in the summer and their every spring break and all the other holidays to do their visitation.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sounds good, Your Honor.
Yeah, because like I said in my opening speech, Texas is huge. I got parents who live in El Paso because they're in the military base out there, and again, obviously, weekends are just not in the picture for these for people who live where the distance you live. People who live in Houston are too far away usually. So yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks. Anything else?
So Your Honor, I think the last couple things left I have, just to make sure I understand it correctly. So Ms. Cantu will need to get the app closed set up and send the invite to Dad by this coming Friday, tomorrow.
Monday.
Monday,
Monday at 5
this
p.m.
coming Monday.
Monday. Yeah, she didn't have the kids. The kids are not here right now, so I gave it to Monday to get this all set up.
All right.
Yeah, unless you can download it on the weekend and figure it all out over the weekend.
And then also for the electronic communication between them, just so that the court's aware, I think that can only, at least as far as what's been pled for, only be for just the younger, the newest child.
Yes, I have cell phones for the older ones.
Okay. I think I can make a trial amendment and make it for the older, but and they
I
still
mean,
have their cell
if the
phone.
if the parties want to,
Stop. Sir, they still have their cell phones?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then yeah, we'll just do it for the, so yeah, y'all can agree to anything you want, but it's definitely for the younger child in that time frame. Thank you.
all right. And then just two last things, Your Honor. One, the state would like me. The state would like Mr. Escobedo to provide his federal income tax returns for 2024, and I think it's 2024 and 2023, Your Honor.
Okay, I thought he testified he already done that. Sir, have you already done that?
I submitted them to the court, or whenever y'all send me the link, I put them on there. But I have them with me whenever the lawyer contacts me. I can give them to him also.
All right, it sounds like they may already be in your system, Mr. Welch, but I'll have you resend those and confirm the link in the link in the temporary order, sir. All right.
Yes, Your Honor. And if we already have them, then I won't put that as part of the order.
Okay.
But if we don't have those two returns for 2023 and 2024, can we have them done by let's just say 1 week before the pretrial?
Oh, I'm gonna have them done. I want them. I want them there by the 31st day of July. He says he's got it available so that he should be able to do this right within a few minutes of you getting him the new link.
All right, and at 5 p.m. All right. And then the last thing, Your Honor, is for the drug testing. So I wasn't. Did you pick up a location for that drug testing, or is that something I'll need to?
No, it's gonna be any drug test now at Harker Heights and any drug test now in Edinburgh.
Heights and Edinburgh. I'll probably get with Mr. Maldonado and see if he can get that part of the order. All right, Your Honor. I think we're good.
Your Honor, if I don't know if I'm able to, but if I can talk to you privately.
No, you cannot. Sorry, ma'am.
No, okay, that's
It's called
fine.
ex parte the judge. I can't talk to anybody privately. No, that's it.
Okay,
I can talk to the kids privately with their lawyer present, but that's it. I can't talk to individual litigants. Sorry.
got it.
All right. Anything? Okay. Anything else then, ma'am?
No.
All right. Mr. Escobedo, anything else, sir?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Welsh.
I'm good.
All right, y'all will get a new order. You'll be hearing from your children's lawyer. Yeah, that sounds great. And I will see everybody back at the pretrial. And everybody, until then, be safe. Hopefully, there's no more rain anywhere else. But yeah, it looks like it's back in the forecast for this weekend. So everybody, watch it and and be safe and don't ever drive across running water, guys. I'm sorry, it doesn't end well too often. All right, thank you. Are the parties free to go, or are you in back and breakout, Mr. Welch?
They're free to go, Your Honor. But I did want to make sure. So for the weekends that he can pick, so when you mean by he can pick whichever one of the first, third, fourth, fifth, how many can he pick out of those?
One.
One. All right.
That's 1 a month. Yeah, he definitely lives more than 100 miles away.
Got it, Your Honor. I'm good, thank you. And so Ms. Cantu and Mr. Escobedo, you'll get the order to DocuSign. It'll take me a little while to draft this, and I'll talk with Mr. Maldonado about the drug testing.
And Mr. Maldonado know that, go ahead and send me an attorney voucher on that for the monies that's going to have a look, contact any drug test now or any test now, and find out what it's going to cost for both of those. And go ahead and pre-submit me a request for payment of that. Okay.
All right. And the order will have Mr. Maldonado's information in it, so y'all can contact him, just like he'll be trying to contact y'all.
Give it at least 4 or 5 days. He may not get this order until next week sometime. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Everybody's free to go, and we're off the record.
Thank you. Bye.